here is the rundown of my Diamondback Dawson X system. This is designed by me after years and years of doing everything from restoration, remodel, new construction, spec homes, custom homes, cabinetry, flooring, forming up concrete forms, whatever it is. This is the system that was birthed out of me doing so many tasks. And I feel like nowadays there's a lot of people out here, whether you're actual on-the-job contractors for a living or just homesteaders and DIYers who are building up their ranch. I'm going to show you everything that I have in these bags without any waste of time. Let's dive into the video. What is up, everyone? Today I'm going to go over what I have in my tool bags. These are the Dawson X. These are tool bags that I've designed myself, and there's a couple things that I'm going to change as they come out if I can. But I wanted to show you guys what I have in my bags, and I don't carry that much in my tool bags. A lot of people will jam pack their tool bags because they think if there's a pouch they might as well fill it. That's not really how I do it. So I'll talk about what I like about the tool belt after I kind of go over what I have in my tool belt. So one thing I want to showcase, the Dawson system comes with this gun loop or drill loop, however you want to use it, here on the back. I use it to hang my drill because I feel like I have a drill with me a lot of the time. And that's, again, I only put that back there if I'm using my drill. If I'm not using my drill, obviously I'm not going to carry around that extra weight for no reason. So right here I have, my dominant hand is my right hand, right? So I have this side packed a little bit more than this side. This has stuff that I don't use as often. So right off the bat, I have my tape measure. Now this is a wide blade Milwaukee, which I actually like. This one, I can show you guys. It got dropped in the mud. This was covered in water a little while ago. It didn't get dropped in the mud, but my tape measure broke and then fell into the mud. So you can see it's still a little coated with some dry clay on it, but honestly, still working so far. So I like that it's still functioning. The next thing I have on my right hand side is my hammer. Now you don't need a T-bone 15 ounce. This is something that I got. I like it. I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for a wood handled hammer. So I don't necessarily think that this beats out a wood handled hammer. It functions great. I have the waffle face on it right now, which I like. It's got a great magnet on it. So, I mean, I do like the hammer, but again, my old, I don't even know what brand it is, wood handled hammer is still probably my favorite hammer. I have had some issues with this hammer with this, this face getting a little loose, which I don't know why that is. I put some of that tape on it, that plumber's tape, and it's been working a little bit better. So we'll see how that lasts. I also have my cat's paw, and I keep my cat's paw and my hammer on the same side. This is what's awesome about the Diamondback Dawson X system, is that you have the ability to have this stuff just right here tucked away. Now I just have an aux 10-inch. My biggest thing that I like about this one, it's super flat here. I want this to be able to pull nails out without boogering up my material. If I'm popping nails out of brackets or if I'm popping nails out of material that I need to reuse, I want to make sure that I'm not having to just dig into that wood and booger it up. So get a cheap one of these. This one I probably got at Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere. So cat's paws, I mean, I run through them. I probably have 4 or 5 of them, and I have had the DeWalt one. I don't recommend the DeWalt one, but most of them are totally fine. So also on this side, I have my Pica pencil, which I'm actually not enjoying. I also carry a regular pencil, which I actually use more. I know that they have a flat pencil version of this. I do not like this little circular pencil. It breaks too much, it dulls too fast. I gotta be honest, I don't use it that much. I have a Sharpie, though I don't care what color it is, I just have a Sharpie. And then I have this little magnet spot here, which is a thing that Diamondback has. And that I use for drill bits. I use it for nails. Right now I'm doing footings. So I have some form nails here. I mainly keep those there for if I need to pin something in, or if I'm doing a chalk line, or if I'm trying to pull my tape where I don't have a place to grab. I just keep these here to where I can grab them and I can nail them in somewhere. It's just an easy access. And then on the far side, I have my chalk box. This is a Milwaukee chalk box. Shockingly, really good chalk box. I've had this thing for years. I love it. And then I have some Pica lead on the side here, which again, I'm probably going to phase out the Pica pencil. I'm just not a fan of it. I also have an X-Acto knife. I think the Stanley quick change, or whatever it's called, where you can change the blade without having to use a screwdriver. You can carry some extra blades, which I'm actually out of. I like that because, again, there's nothing worse than being like, oh, my blade's dull, having to get a screwdriver, take it out, go grab some blades somewhere. So I like being able to keep the blades on here, be able to change the blade out without having to use an extra tool. So I highly recommend the Stanley X-Acto knife. It works awesome. And then the only other thing I have on the side is my speed square. I have the Squeejig speed square. I have just started using this for about the last year, and it has this level here, which at first I was like, that seems like it's gonna be kind of a pain to use, but I found that I actually like it a lot because I can butt this up onto material and get things plumb, as well as I can throw it on material and get things level. So it actually has taken the torpedo level, which I usually carry it on this side. I've taken my torpedo level out of my bags and I don't carry it anymore. So it's always nice to have one tool that can take another tool out of your bags. So that's pretty much it. Tape, speed square, knife, chalk box, pencils, drill bits or nails, a hammer, and cat's paw on my dominant side. On my non-dominant side, I usually carry my phone right here, just if I'm not wearing my suspenders. On the outside pouch, I rarely have anything but just sinkers. Like normally I'll carry like 16D nails here. In this case, I'm doing forms, so I swap that out for some 3.5-inch form nails. There's like maybe 15 of them in there. It's mainly for just little stuff here and there. I'm not hand driving nails all day long. I just have them in there because they're nice if you just got to pin something. Like I said, if I lose the 2 here that I usually keep, 2 or 3 that I keep here, it's nice to just have some extra ones for whatever you might need. If you're trying to put, maybe you're trying to cut 2 boards at the same time and you just want to tack them together so they don't separate, that's kind of what those nails are for, is just little stuff here and there. So on this side is kind of more not daily use tools. So I have my pencil, which I use daily, and then I have my awl. This awl is basically, I use this also for like chalk lines. So if I pull my chalk line out, I can just jam this into some wood, and I can pull my chalk line or hook my tape measure onto it. So I'll use that as well, depending on what the scenario is. If I'm pulling like maybe 3 or 4 feet, I'll just jam this in with my hand, hook my tape measure and go. If I'm pulling more like 25 feet or 16 feet, I'll go ahead and sink a nail. I also use this to just mark stuff, especially if I'm using like Owens Corning lumber. Some pencils don't show up on Owens Corning very well, but a scribe will. So sometimes I actually just grab this out as a pencil and use it. It's kind of that tool that I just use for everything. I use it for cleaning out my saw if it gets bogged down with sawdust or whatever. This is just like a pointy thing. It's just a pointy thing. I think about all the things you do during the day that you might need a pointy thing for, right? So this is my pointy thing. That's the best way to explain it. I have a flathead screwdriver because I swear when I don't carry it, I always need one for some reason. When I do carry it, I feel like I never need it, but I always keep it in here because I hate going and looking for it. I have some an adjustable wrench that goes up to 1.25 inches. This is for any lag bolts. If I'm dealing with whatever, sometimes I can't get my saw blade off with the tool that the saw comes with, and it's nice to be able to just get in there with this and just crank it off. So this is something I just keep with me because you never know what bolts you might have to loosen and whatnot. I always have a chisel. Now I recently broke my 3/4 inch chisel, which is usually what I have. So now I'm sitting with a 1/2 inch chisel, which is, it's fine. But these are just Harbor Freight cheapies. It's just for knocking stuff out. If you're making a cut and there's something stuck in there, you're cutting stair stringers and you can't get that little corner piece off. It's just a chingadera that I use for random stuff wherever. And then channel locks. I don't really know why I have channel locks in my bags. It's just one of those things that you never know. You never know, and I like to know where they are, so I just have those channel locks in there. And that's pretty much all I have on this side. Right? I don't carry, if you notice something, I don't carry fasteners in my bags, excluding this one left side outside pocket, which is usually whatever type of nails that I might need for random stuff. I don't carry fasteners in my bag. It's a lot to carry. It's hard to clean them out. I will say, this is something that I'll be completely transparent on with my Dawson system. These pouches are intended to be smaller. They're intended to be able to slim down. I do a lot of interior work, a lot of finish work, but I also do a lot of framing and rough work, obviously, as you can see here. So I want to be able to bulk these bags up, but I also want to be able to go inside and do cabinetry, do flooring, not carry around a bunch of weight with the 3-tier, 4-tier bags when I don't need them. So you'll see that I'm very specific with just a few tools that I have in my bags. And then when I do need to bulk up, I'll show you what I do here. These are the Diamondback DB sacks, and this is what I use, I would say 98% of the time for fasteners, for nails, for racks of nails. I got racks of nails in here. I mean, it can hold a lot. It can hold a lot. I've filled one of these things up, and honestly, I probably don't have to grab, if I'm framing, I don't have to grab more nails until probably after lunchtime. So it's one of those things where you can really load these up and not have to carry them around when you don't need them. Or there's times where you're just getting tired, it's the end of the day, and you're like, man, listen, I don't want to carry all this weight. So you can just pop these off, set them down wherever you're working. They have a drawstring at the top. So if you are climbing or hanging or doing a bunch of OSHA approved things, you can close off the top. So that way, sometimes I'll just take them off, I'll load the gun up, I'll drop it wherever I'm working, and I'll work without having to carry that around. It's a great way to keep a load off your body if it's not needed. These smaller ones I'll use for deck screws, whatever else, I'll just throw them in here. And again, I can hook them anywhere on this DBX system. This is like the X spine here on the side. So I can hook these pouches onto the sides of my bags wherever I want to put them, or if I want to put them here in the back, if it's something I'm not pulling out that often, I can hook them back here. So I can bulk up and carry everything I could possibly dream of, but I don't have to sacrifice myself every other day when I don't need that stuff, but I'm still walking around with framer bags that go down to my kneecaps, right? So this is a way to really keep your body streamlined. This is one of the best-selling belts on the market right now, and you guys can obviously see why. It is something that caters to every type of trade, every application, every job specification. You don't have to get this belt if you're a framer or you're an interior carpenter or even a woodworker. It's something that you can use if you're doing some woodwork in your shop, or if you're going over and you're framing a house, right? You can configure this belt however you want. So the DB sacks make this. If you do buy the Dawson X system, it comes with one DB sack. It comes with the standard size DB sack with your bags. So this is something that's awesome. They have some insulated ones for water bottles. A lot of the times I'll throw one back here and I'll just throw my water bottle in it, and it's just an easy way for out of the way, carry a water bottle, pull your water bottle out. You're not having to grab that and figure that out. So overall, this is the system. This is what I carry in it most of the time. Again, things change depending on what I'm doing. It is incredibly dirty right now because I've been doing form work and it has been dusty and windy, so my bags are a little dirty. The other awesome thing about these systems is that it's very easy to just pop them off. I recommend getting the little handle here in the back. So all I have to do is hook my finger on that behind me, pop this button, and my bags are off, and I hang them up in the trailer on this handle here, right? So if you want to, which I've done multiple times, take your bags off, empty them all out, disassemble your belt, throw it in the washer on just a quick cycle, throw some detergent in there. You can even throw some fabric softener in there if you want to, and they'll come out looking brand spanking new. So that's what these need here. I'm not going to wash them until I'm done doing all this dirt work and all the form work. But overall, I really do like these belts. They don't slide off. I cannot stand belts that when you take them off, you got to hold them like this all the time. And you're like, oh, don't drop my stuff. And if you accidentally drop one of the edges, out goes all your stuff. Not with these bags. It holds your tools in. It holds everything in place. The other cool part about the Dawson X system is it comes with this tempo belt. If you guys know, our bodies are not a perfect circle, right? We aren't standing here. Our belt, if you wear like leather belts or anything like that, you'll realize over a couple months of wearing your belt, it kind of gets a curve to it, right? It starts out as a perfect circle when you latch the belt, you set it on the desk or whatever, and it's a perfect circle. As you wear it, you'll realize it kind of has a curve to it because there's a portion that goes up over your butt when you wear the belt, and then the part that goes down below your stomach with your belt. So it has this natural curve to your body that's kind of slanted forward towards your front side. So what is really cool about these is they have this spot back here where I can remove, I'll show you guys up close, I can remove these and angle these whichever way I want, right? So if I want it to be more slanted down, maybe I'm a little bit bigger, maybe I'm muy panzón, maybe I want to angle it down more to get it under my belly and not have it rubbing on the top of my belly or rubbing on my belt. I can angle it down a little bit more, but I can keep this lumbar support where it needs to be on my lower back, right? And this is military grade Velcro. I have my first Diamondback belt, which I wore for the first 4 or 5 years, and I've never had the Velcro go out. It's never been a problem. So what's cool about this is when I put it on, you can see here on the back, my lumbar support sits right where I need it. Now, when I buckle it in the front, Oops. I have the belt under my belly button's right here. My belt is below my stomach, but my lumbar support is still sitting higher up on my lower back. So that's the genius behind the Tempo belt with the Dawson X system. One thing that I'm thinking about changing on my belt, I've been talking to Diamondback and I'm hopefully gonna get this changed, is I don't like the tape measure pouch. You guys know I keep it 100. This is my system, I designed this, so I'm calling myself out and I'm telling you what I don't like about it. This pouch here does not hold the tape measure very well, okay? I'm not someone that takes the clip off my tape measure because I use my tapes when I go and bid jobs, when I'm doing random stuff. There's times where I'm just wearing my pants and a tape measure. I don't want all my tape measures to have their clip taken off because there's times where I need the clip. So I want to keep the clip on, but when I try to put it in this pouch, especially if I'm using a 25 or a 35-inch tape, a 25-foot or a 35-foot tape, I can't get it in here, right? My 16 fits fine, but even then, when I'm wearing gloves, we're hitting winter here in Texas, when I start wearing gloves, it's kind of a pain for me to reach into this pouch and pull out. So what I've done, which is fine, I mean, it's just fixed, so you can still buy the belt and it works fine. I just pushed this pocket down to where it's not a pocket anymore, and I just hook my tape measure on the side, which I like. So I can pull it out, I can do whatever I gotta do, and I drop it in right there. So again, that's one thing that I want to fix. I want to take this little pouch off right here and just put a flat little hook here for the tape measure. But even then, maybe I won't, because honestly, this gives you an option. So if you're left-handed and you want to put your tape on this side, you can still push that in and use it, or you can keep it out and use it for your phone. So maybe I'll just leave it and I'll just let people know, hey, if your tape measure isn't fitting, fold this over. You could even, throw a piece of tape over it or whatever, and then you can still slide it. Once I've had this down, I leave my tape measure on my bags. After leaving this tape measure like this for a few months, honestly, I haven't had a problem with it. It just stays down now, so I think I'll probably just leave it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so that's pretty much the setup.